One thing most guys will discover that they will have a huge issue with is simply developing confidence. I know for myself, this is something that I've struggled with a majority of my life, whether it be my social confidence, whether it be my just general self-confidence, whether it be my just confidence in any scenario. I always had this sense of self-doubt and worry and anxiety to where I felt like, I either wasn't deserving of that certain outcome or I just didn't know how to go through it. So in this video, I really want to help you identify perhaps one of the easiest ways I personally have found that will definitely help increase your confidence. And once you discover this and actually implement it, you'll start to realize how easy building confidence actually is. Now, over the past few years, I discovered how important confidence was, and it was simply through alcohol, which is actually pretty negative. But what does alcohol do? It increases our confidence. Some people call it liquid courage. Have you ever realized that the nights you go out, whether it be parties, social events, meetings, networking events, whatever it may be, when you drink, you end up having a better time? It's not that the lights got brighter or the music got better or the person got more interesting. The simple fact was you got more confident. You got more self-assured. You were saying the things you actually wanted to say with no anxiety behind it. And for that reason, you were able to make easier social connections, and probably more opportunities were presented to you through that confidence alone. And when a lot of people understand this, what do they start doing? They start using alcohol as a crutch in order to gain that social confidence. But we want to do it the natural way. And not only that, but I remember I had a friend in college. This guy wasn't necessarily the most attractive guy by any means, but he had the greatest amount of confidence I have ever seen. He was very social, he was very friendly, and through that, he was dating the most beautiful women on campus. He was a part of a fraternity, he had a big friend group. He was always showing me the attractive women he was dating, and that's when I realized that even if you are pretty attractive, even if you are well off financially, if you don't have the confidence backing alongside that, you will still not feel complete as a person. Now, actually, what is confidence? I wrote it down here. I wrote that confidence is the belief and proof in your ability to do something well. I'll repeat that again. Confidence is the belief and proof in your ability to do something well. Let's break that down. So, belief, you can have one or the other, but ideally you want to have both. When people believe in their confidence, what happens? This is where you see people who speak lies, but it sounds true because they believe it to be true, even though there's no proof behind it. These are the people we see perhaps in court cases or just pathological liars. Is from the sole fact that they believe their lies so much that they have resounding confidence and conviction behind it. This is why you probably have heard the statement of, even if you don't know what you're saying, speak as if you do. Why? Because the conviction and the authority behind your words will speak in high confidence, right? Even though you have no proof of it to be true. Now, on the other hand, I think this is a pretty good example, is from the fact that you lack proof, even though you have belief. And that example would be you are not confident in your ability to approach a random woman because you haven't seen proof of you being successful with it, even though you know it's possible. So you know that you could meet a woman at the grocery store, at the gas station, at the club, wherever it may be. You've seen it happen. You've seen other guys do it. You know that it's true. But since you haven't seen the proof or results within yourself, you don't have the confidence in order to act through it. So in order to have the utmost amount of confidence, we need a combination of proof and belief. We need belief and faith that it can be done and that we can do it. And then also we need proof of results showing that we're capable of doing it. There's a saying that confidence is in line with competency, and all that means is that your ability to do something well breeds in itself a degree of confidence. And I remember specifically, this was 2017. I did a video doing calisthenics in public, and I've never done this before. Keep in mind, I grew up shy and I hate being the center of attention, though I do YouTube content. I genuinely hate being the center of attention. And so this idea sparked, and I was with a friend of mine at the time, Cassidy Campbell. And we went out, we did the video, and I was taking off my shirt. People were looking at me. But then the reason I was actually able to go through that video and actually have the confidence in order to be shirtless downtown, do handstands, calisthenics in public, in which most people might find cringe, was from the sole fact I had so much belief and proof in my ability to do calisthenics well. I've been practicing the handstand in private and practice for years at this point. I've done calisthenics for my family, my friends, and so I know exactly what my ability allowed me to do, and for that reason, I had confidence in that specific environment. Though you don't have to have confidence in every environment, in that specific environment, I did. So now let's talk about the actual tactical tips you can do to improve your confidence. And like I said, this is so easy to understand. And if you do it, I promise you within 30 days or less, you will frame yourself into a more confident person. Up first, you lack proof, and because you lack proof, you lack the identity and belief. So first, what we have to do, we have to reframe our mindset into that of the ideal confident person we want to be. This is important because this is going to reshape our beliefs and our faith and our identity, and that comes first. That's what we need before we actually get the proof. So recently, I've been doing a lot of studying on something known as your subconscious mind. So essentially, you have your conscious mind, or what you actually are aware of, what you think of, and then also your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind or unconscious mind is the habitual routines, identity, thoughts, beliefs that you have programmed in you, most times subconsciously over the course of years. It's who you see yourself as, your self-image, and for that reason, you're set with a certain paradigm or a certain set of things. And most times those could be limiting beliefs or the idea that you're not confident. So the reason why you're not confident in itself is because you think you are not confident. And one big lesson you guys have to learn is that you become what you think about. If you think you're not confident, you will ensue a lack of confidence through your actions. If you truly believe that you can be and will be and are a confident person, through your habits and actions, you will then start to act as the confident person that you so desire. Now, there's many different ways you can sort of reprogram your identity through this, but one way that I found is simply by visualization and affirmations. So basically telling yourself in your head, I am a confident person. And then also visualizing to yourself, what would this confident person do? And visualizing that person to be you. So don't think about any other person who you believe is confident or like what they do. Envision yourself as the confident individual who you want to be, how they dress, how they act, how they talk, who they engage with, how they go about their life. Do they greet people when they walk in stores? Do they make eye contact? Are they, fluent in conversation? Do they stutter when they talk? What are they wearing? What are they saying? What are they doing? Completely envision yourself as that person at least 10 minutes a day, and you will start to realize and start to become that person who you're visualizing. And that's through the reprogramming of our self-identity through our subconscious mind. Now, up next, you need to start getting and taking a note of the small wins to show proof. Remember, confidence is a combination between our beliefs and also the proof of our beliefs. So you can have the belief, but we still need to have that proof alongside with that. But here's the thing, like I said, because you reshaped your beliefs, now you're going to start getting more proof. But you have to have awareness of the proof. So you have to be really aware of what's going on. So for example, let's say you want to be more socially confident in group settings, because maybe you're really good one-on-one, but in a group setting, you're not really the most confident person. And so now you've been visualizing and reshifting your beliefs into that idea of a confident person. Next time you're in a group setting, take note of how many more times you probably interject in that scenario. Before, you were actually avoiding group conversations, but now you find yourself looking forward to them. Take note of that. That in itself is a win, and that win is undeniable proof that you are becoming the person who you want to be, which is that of a more confident person. If you want to be more socially confident and maybe talk to more strangers, you start off by changing the belief, and then you find yourself maybe a week later, even a few days later, of you greeting people. You greeted the cashier. You started a conversation with a random stranger who you otherwise would have walked past. Take note of that, because that in itself is a small win, and that win is proof. Now keep in mind, what really helped me and what also definitely will help you is that if you physically mold yourself into the confident person who you want to be. And so when I thought about the most confident version of myself, that person was not skinny. That person did not wear rags. That person was dressed nice. That person had tattoos. That person had jewelry. That person had the physical dominance that I envisioned the confident version of myself to do. And I discovered this a very long time ago. This was back in 2014, 2015. I knew the first step in order to change my confidence was I had to physically change myself. That's why I got in the gym. That's why I started learning about diet and nutrition. That's why I started being super consistent with my workout routines. That's what led me to maybe a discovery of calisthenics and bodyweight training, which helped ignite my passion for fitness to a level that was beyond what it was back when I was doing only weightlifting. So because of my belief of the idea of who I wanted to be, I then started to attract other identities and different forms of what would keep me consistent in the gym. And I started becoming aware of that. So think about the person who you want to be, become super aware of who that person is, what they look like, visualize yourself in terms of the action of that person, what they do on a daily basis, mold yourself into that person physically, and start tracking the small wins that do come along once the beliefs are changed, and that's how you're going to transform your confidence. That's exactly how you do it. Now, I know without a doubt, if you take action in the next 30 days, your confidence is going to transform to a level far beyond what you can possibly imagine. But if you do want to take your confidence, self-image, your fitness, your social skills, all that stuff to the next level, then I encourage you to check out my new offer. This is Austin AI Coaching. This is a revolutionary system where I have an AI model who is trained to think like me, act like me, speak like me, trained on all my content for the past 10 years, and we're bidding out new features every single month. And the best part, you can try all this for absolutely free. I'm gonna leave a link down below in the description. Hopefully we can talk soon, and I'll see you guys in the next one.